Hi, it's me again, Justin here at ArchitektTV. Let me put my pick down. This is the second video in a series on modes, and today I'm going to talk about the 3 different ways to play 3 notes. So, let's review. Major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6, and you know what to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Alright, so let's talk about changing notes. If we remember correctly, there's a 3 and a 4, that's a half step. A 7 and 1 is also a half step. I'm going to start changing notes. I'm going to take the first 3 notes of this scale right here. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to say, alright, here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. I'm going to take those 3 notes and I'm going to say, you know what? Those are really cool. I can take one of them and change it. And I'm going to introduce to you the concept of the flat. Maybe you've already heard of it before, but it looks like a little squashed B right about there. I'll blow it up over here. That's the enhanced view. And this looks like a cloud, so I'm going to draw a little lightning bolt coming out of it. And it means that it sounds, well, yeah, there's the flat. It sounds, can you read my handwriting? I hope so. Sounds lower than, I'm going to use normal, which is, it's kind of a loaded word. I don't really like using that word, but it'll fit in this context. Alright, so here's 1, 2, and 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Flat. So 1, 2, and flat 3. Since these are the first 3 notes of the major scale, I'm going to call these 3 notes not minor. Sorry, I was thinking about the next thing. I'm going to erase that with the eraser. Nice dry erase eraser. This is going to be called major. And then over here, let's see what we're going to call that, even though you could tell that I was already starting to write out minor. So if I play the first 3 notes, oops, kind of sounds you're pretty happy, right? Very happy sounding. And then if I take this 3rd note and we say, you know what, that flat 3 looks like it's awfully close to that 2, I would be incorrect in assuming that that's a half step. So I say, okay, that changes the mood of those 3 notes significantly. Because of that, I'm going to say, you know what, this is worth holding on to, this bit of information. I'm going to say it's 1, 2, that's flat 3. These are called 3 notes minor. Again, the title of this video, I'll put it over here, 3 ways to play 3 notes. I hope you can read my handwriting right now. Those are only 2. That's correct. There is a 3rd way to play 3 notes, and also a reason why there's only 3, which will be discussed later in a later video. It starts with the 1, then next to that 1, I go to the flat 2, and then I go to the flat 3. Now you might notice a few things. The 1 and 2 are close together. Yes, that is correct. That is a half step. Now before in the major scale I was talking about how I played the open length of the string to the 2nd fret, skipping over that 1st fret. Familiar with guitar? If you're not familiar with guitar, I'm trying to, I guess, fill you in a little bit. Here's the open. I'm not skipping that fret now. I'm going straight to that fret because that is a half step. It goes 1, flat 2. Now you also might notice that this flat 3 over here lines up with this flat 3 over here. I don't want to take for granted that those 2 notes are actually the same note. They're the same note, and because they're the same note, they're going to line up and they're going to have the same name. If we have 2 notes that have the same name and the same sound, well, it's really just one note. So this one over here, this 3rd way to play 3 notes, major, minor, this one has a very exotic sounding name, which you may have or may not have heard about in independent studies or whatever. This one is called the Phrygian, spelled P-H-R-Y-G-I-A. Yes, this is how I write my A's. They kind of look funny. A-N. And this is what they sound like. Phrygian major is 1, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and flat 3. 1, flat 2, and flat 3. Let me say the names of those again. So major is 1, 2, and 3. Minor has a flat 3. Phrygian has a flat 2 and a flat 3. And that's what they are. Those are the 3 different ways to play 3 notes.